Hi, my name's Holly Young. I work with HR Service in helping with ACA reporting. Today I'm going to talk about how to complete the information that is needed for reporting forms 1095B. So these forms are used mostly for employers who are self-funded or level funded and they have less than 50 full-time employees. Occasionally associations will need this B forms as well. It's almost as if they act as an insurance agency, and they will definitely or typically have more than 50 participants in that. With that said, there's 3 tabs on the spreadsheet that's going to be sent to you or has already been sent to you where we need information. And the first one is employee data needed. And it's just demographic information. And it's just the participants or the person who the health plan is under. So if you're an employer and you have 45 employees and 30 of those employees are on the health plan, we only need the names of the 30 employees on the health plan. So they'll be the first name and last name, social security number. We do have a place here for birth date. This was allowed when ACA reporting first started a few years ago, but the IRS has come back and said, if you have these employees, you should know their social security number. So we really want the social security number, but if for some reason you don't have the social security number, you can put a birth date. If you put a birth date for everyone, that's fine. If you don't put a birth date, that's fine, but we do need social security numbers for the employee participant or the association participant. The address would be the number and street. Then, of course, the city would be what city they're in, and the state would be the abbreviation, and then the zip code. So that's pretty simple. The next one is not quite as simple. This is the census information that is needed. A lot of times this information can be obtained from your broker or insurance company. And what we have here, you'll see employee social security number. This would also be the participant social security number. This is the social security number that ties all the dependents to the employee. So, and then you would put the codes attached to each member or part of that, and part of the insurance benefit plan. So E for employee, S for spouse or domestic partner, still would be an S, and then dependent is a D plus a number, and it could be D1 to D10. Any of that is fine. The first person that's going to be listed is going to be the employee or participant, and then we'll list their social security number as a member. Again, if you have the social security number, we don't need the date of birth. It's only if you don't have the social security number that a date of birth is necessary. A lot of times this will happen with newborn babies. They don't have their social security numbers yet. And there's other occasions where we only have the birth date, and that's okay to put the birth date in. For an effective date of insurance, the way the IRS has laid out the law, the employee, regardless of when it started in the month, gets effectively to count the whole entire month. So it's always going to have a first of the month start date. Even, for example, they didn't come onto the insurance until, say, March 12th. You will put a March 1st start date or effective date. And with termination dates, very similarly, if the termination or they terminated their insurance at any point in the month other than the end of the month, it's going to default to the end of the month. So that employee gets to count the entire having insurance for the entire month. I'm going to show you an example here, which is our last tab. As I mentioned, the employee, who is John Doe, here's his employee number, and then that number connects the rest of his family or dependents on his plan. So you'll see it's the same Social Security number over here in column E, because that belongs to John. But Lisa, who is his spouse, she's tied into him over here in column A, but she has her own Social Security number here in column E. This would be true for the dependents. Kirby Doe, for whatever reason, there is not a Social Security number on file for him, so we put his birth date, and that's perfectly acceptable. Here is someone who started also January 1, 2019, but ended in September, along with their spouse. The two numbers here are connected, but each person has their own Social Security number. Once we get these forms back, we'll do some double checking, and we turn them into CSV files to upload them into our system to create the forms. If you have any questions, I recommend that you work with your ACA specialist. We will be as hands-on as we need to in this process, and we are looking forward to working with you. Thank you, and we'll talk to you later.